They're calling it a miracle, a revolution. A simple weekly shot that's not just changing, but transforming lives. These are the drugs everyone is talking about, sculpting bodies and creating a multi-billion-dollar industry almost overnight. The promise is intoxicating, isn't it? Lose a significant amount of weight without the daily struggle. But behind the incredible success stories, a much darker picture is emerging. What about the paralyzed stomachs, the crippling price tag? Or the fact that for many, this miracle comes with a cost that has nothing to do with money? It is time to look past the hype and expose the hidden side of the new weight loss revolution. So, what are these drugs? Really? Medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, and Mounjaro are all part of a class of drugs called GLP-1 South. They were actually first developed to help people manage type 2 diabetes. They work by copying a hormone our gut makes, which does three key things. It tells your brain you're full, it slows down how fast your stomach empties, and ultimately, it just crushes your appetite. The results can be shocking. Some of the newer drugs have helped people lose over 20% of their body weight in trials, results that are starting to rival bariatric surgery. Still, that incredible effectiveness is exactly why they've exploded into a worldwide cultural phenomenon. But here's the catch. For some people, the very thing that makes these drugs work is also the source of their misery. We all know about the common side effects like nausea and diarrhea, but a growing number of users are reporting severe, life-altering conditions. Lawsuits are piling up from patients who claim the drugs caused gastroparesis, a condition that literally translates to stomach paralysis, where the stomach just can't empty itself. This can lead to non-stop vomiting, horrible abdominal pain, and even bowel obstructions. As of mid-2025, thousands of these lawsuits have been grouped together, with patients claiming the drug companies knew about this risk but failed to properly warn them. And it's not just the gut. Other rare but serious risks are coming to light, including pancreatitis and even a condition that can damage the optic nerve and cause vision loss. Then there's the muscle problem. Studies are showing that a significant chunk of the weight lost on these drugs isn't fat, but lean muscle in some cases. This can be as high as 40% of the total weight you lose. This has doctors worried because losing that much muscle can wreck your long-term metabolism and physical strength. You might end up thinner, but not necessarily healthier or stronger. Even if you dodge the worst side effects, you run smack into another dark reality, the price. And since many insurance plans still refuse to cover these drugs for weight loss, we're creating a two-tiered system where this miracle is mostly for the rich. This crazy demand and sky-high price has also created a dangerous black market. The FDA has had to issue multiple warnings about fake and illegally mixed versions of these drugs sold online and at pop-up med spas. These counterfeit products might have the wrong ingredients, no active ingredient at all, or even dangerous substances. On top of that, the massive shortages of the real drugs have hit the patients they were first made for. People with diabetes who now have to fight to get the medication they need to simply manage their blood sugar. Maybe the scariest part of this whole story is what we just don't know. What happens when you take a drug that messes with your core metabolism for 10, 20, or even 30 years? The long-term safety data just isn't there yet. What we do know is that for most people, the results don't last. The moment you stop the drug, your appetite comes roaring back. One major study found that a year after stopping, patients had already regained 2/3 of the weight they'd lost. This sets up the very real possibility of lifelong dependency, a permanent subscription that costs a fortune every year just to keep the weight off. And that brings up a huge ethical question. Are we just medicalizing obesity into a permanent condition that needs to be managed with a drug instead of trying to fix the root causes? As these injections reshape our bodies, they're also reshaping our society, pushing the idea that a thinner body is always a better one and that it can be bought. So, are these drugs good or bad? The truth is, it's not that simple. They're a powerful, double-edged sword. For some, they're a legitimate, life-saving tool against obesity and all the health problems that come with it. But for others, they're a ticket to unexpected physical pain, a huge financial burden, and a lifetime of being chained to a prescription. They offer a revolutionary promise, but it's a promise that comes with serious, often hidden strings attached. And the real question we have to ask is, as these drugs change our bodies, how will they end up changing all of us? What do you think about all this? Have you had an experience with these drugs? Drop your perspective in the comments below. And if you think these are conversations we need to be having, subscribe for more breakdowns on the science and ethics shaping our world.